Welcome to SRMV News. Why China is wary of INS Vikrant. India, with the acceptance of its most memorable indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant is set to contain China's evil expectations to control the Indo-Pacific district. As arrangements for India's third plane-carrying warship have proactively been gotten rolling, it is a reasonable message to China and Pakistan of its odious plan. With regards to the subject of being a battle-ready, credible, and cohesive power in the Indian Ocean region. On September 2, India got its most memorable native plane-carrying warship, INS Vikrant. Top state leader Narendra Modi charged the plane-carrying warship at the Cochin shipyard in Kerala. A CNN report guaranteed the plane-carrying warship had placed India into a tip-top class of the world's maritime powers, and an AFP article hailed it as an achievement in government endeavors to counter China's developing military emphaticness in the locale. The INS Vikrant is a competitive watching GE that will be a distinct advantage in the ongoing provincial oceanic security elements, as the IAC will help India's sea guard capacities with the in-administration transporter INS Vikramaditya. It is notable that China, which has been exhibiting an undeniably forceful stance along the land limit with India, is likewise endeavoring to get attraction in the Indian Ocean, which is progressively turning into a phase of competition among India and China. Towards this, China has proactively gained a maritime station in Djibouti and put resources into fostering the Gwadar port in Pakistan. The Chinese Navy will utilize these basing offices to help its boats. A CNN report guaranteed the plane-carrying warship had placed India into a tip-top class of the world's maritime powers, and an AFP article hailed it as an achievement in government endeavors to counter China's developing military emphaticness in the district. The INS Vikrant is a competitive edge that will be a distinct advantage in the ongoing provincial oceanic security elements, as the IAC will help India's sea guard capacities with the in-administration transporter INS Vikramaditya. It is notable that China, which has been showing an undeniably forceful stance along the land limit with India, is likewise endeavoring to get attraction in the Indian Ocean, which is progressively turning into a phase of contention among India and China. Towards this, China has proactively gained a maritime station in Djibouti and put resources into fostering the Gwadar port in Pakistan. The Chinese Navy will utilize these basing offices to help its boats. As of late, China additionally sent off its third plane-carrying warship, Fujian, and is quickly constructing 2 more plane-carrying warships, including its armada of destroyers and frigates. The vessel, with a flight deck that is roughly 320 m long and practically 80 m wide as per satellite symbolism gauges, is alluded to as a Type 003 carrier. India and China were as of late in conflict over the mooring of a Chinese spy transport in Sri Lanka's Hambantota port for a 7-day recharging, which India had fervently gone against because of safety concerns. Sri Lanka at first mentioned a defer in the boat's appearance over India's protests, yet ultimately, it got supported following broad conferences at a significant level. These improvements are a reason to worry in the Indian security establishment. While India has turned into a favored security supplier for its littoral nations, it can't be the situation with China for the countries in the Southeast Asia district. China's conflicts in the IOR are to safeguard its ocean lines of correspondence through the Straits of Malacca and the Hormuz Straits. The Hormuz Straits represent 40% of China's oil imports, and the Straits of Malacca represents 82% of China's oil imports, prominently known as the Hormuz-Malacca dilemma, and that is the motivation behind why China is endeavoring to enclosing India by building a line of maritime bases to encompass India's neighbors and different adjoining island states. The String of Pearls is an organization of Chinese military and business bases from the Chinese Central Area to Port Sudan in the Horn of Africa. This organization goes through significant oceanic stifle focuses that incorporate the Strait of Malacca, Strait of Hormuz, Strait of Mandeb, Gwadar Port in Pakistan, and Hambantota Port in Sri Lanka. China has long needed to control the Indo-Pacific area, which is fundamental for its security and business delivering. The String of Pearls is one such drive by China toward this path. In any case, with the acceptance of INS Vikrant, India is currently all around ready to contain China's String of Pearls. INS Vikrant is the biggest boat at any point worked in the sea history of India and can work an armada of 30 airplanes, including contender jets and multi-job helicopters. It is planned with a serious level of robotization for hardware tasks, transport route, and survivability. Planned by the Indian Navy's in-house Warship Design Bureau, WDB, and worked by Cochin Shipyard Limited, a public sector shipyard. Under the Ministry of Ports, Shipping, and Waterways, Vikrant has been worked with cutting-edge mechanization includes and is the biggest boat at any point worked in the sea history of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, INS Vikrant isn't simply a warship. This is a demonstration of the difficult work, ability, impact, and responsibility of 21st hundred years of India. With the dispatching of Vikrant, India has joined a select gathering of countries like the US, the UK, Russia, China, and France with the specialty capacity to natively plan and construct a plane-carrying warship. He further added that the transporter has filled the country with new certainty and proclaimed India had moved toward turning into a created country. Guard Minister Rajnath Singh said the dispatching of Vikrant exhibits that India is completely fit for meeting the aggregate security needs of the district and that India's naval force is prepared to answer any emergency. INS Vikrant, worked at the expense of around 20,000 rupees crore, effectively finished its fourth and last period of the ocean preliminaries last month. With the development of Vikrant, India has joined a select gathering of countries having the specialty capacity to plan and construct a plane-carrying warship natively. At a maximum velocity of around 28 bunches and a perseverance of 7,500 nautical miles, the IAC can promptly be sent to an area of possible danger. The 262-meter-long and 62-meter-tall plane-carrying warship can convey 1,600 mariners and dislodges around 43,000 tons of water will support its naval force abilities in the midst of developing worries over the Chinese system's decisiveness in the area. The boat has more than 2,300 compartments, intended for a team of around 1,700 individuals, including particular lodges to oblige ladies officials. Vikrant has a maximum velocity of around 28 bunches and a cruising pace of 18 bunches with a perseverance of around 7,500 nautical miles. The plane-carrying warship is 262 meters in length, 62 meters wide, and it has a level of 59 meters. Its fall was laid in 2009. The charging of India's most memorable native plane-carrying warship is a groundbreaking event during the Amrit Kaal of India's 75 years of freedom and means the nation's certainty and ability. This native plane-carrying warship is confirmation of the country's specialized keenness and designing abilities. This exhibit of India's independence to create a plane-carrying warship will support the country's safeguard indigenization projects and make an India crusade. Thanks for watching.